Hello. 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 Um uh oh my God. I don't know what to do. Um Hi. My name's Rob Hubel, and welcome to the show. And I'm so sorry. I'm just dealing with a bit of a crisis right now. Hold on. Um I've got um I've got some alarming news that I don't know where Paul Scheer is. The comedian Paul Scheer, who I normally do the show with, the hit Twitch show Thursdays with Rob and Paul, is not here, and I don't think he's going to be here for the show. So, wait, please don't hang up. Please don't click away. Please don't go to fucking Amaranth. And please. I mean, look, she's nice. I'm not trying to make fun of Amaranth. God bless her. I think actually she's banned right now, so she's not watching this. But anyway, it's not about that. It's about my um my dear friend Paul, who I cannot find. And the last time that I spoke to him, um, everything was great. It was earlier this week. We were texting about the show. We have two great guests, Dave Holmes, former MTV VJ, who you all know, a couple of great podcasts. Also, Megan Gailey, who's also super funny stand-up and has a big podcast also. But so yeah, we were talking about that, and we're excited about the show. uh, I don't know what it was. It was like, what? Yeah, go ahead and put it up. Put up the poster. Yeah, that's fine. So I made this little poster. Hopefully, this will help get the word out. Tips. You can email me tips, or you can put them in the chat. And if you have any tips about Paul, I'm saying, by the way, what I'm saying is tips, TIPS, not tits, obviously. But please help me find Paul. I don't know where he is, and who knows what has happened. There could have been anything. There could be an accident. It could be as simple as Paul was in a car accident and got decapitated. That would be simple. Or it could have, this is what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that it has something to do with the disappearance of June, Paul's wife, June. Paul's wife, because as you know, that June, I think, has been missing for a long time. And I've tried to be very upfront and confront Paul about that. And there was a weird thing a couple weeks ago where Paul showed a video of June and she was in a cage and then she escaped. And so, anyway, it's all fucked up. It's all fucked up. So, Paul isn't here. So, I'm going to try to get through the show by myself. Hold on. Don't click away. So I'm going to try to get through the show by myself. I do want you guys to know that I just want to say this for legal reasons. I had nothing to do with this. Obviously, that's going to come up at some point. Paul is a dear friend of mine. I would never hurt him. I would never harm him. I would never try to kidnap him and hold him ransom for money. Or another thing, and these are off the top of my head, I would never try to lure Paul into a sex cult that I was starting. And then when he didn't want to do it, I had him abducted. Or I'm not smart enough to do those things or plan those things. I'm not a planner. Ask my wife. My wife. Anyway, to prove to you guys how serious I am about this, Paul's disappearance, and the fact that I had nothing to do with it, and that I am spending my own money to solve the case, I've hired a private investigator, former cop, and here he is. There he is, TJ Bardowski, private investigator. Mr. Bardowski, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm here. Can you hear me? Check.
Yes,
Over. Check.
TJ.
Alpha. Check.
Yeah.
Alpha.
Thank you, TJ. I do hear you. And any update on the search for Paul? Any update?
Who?
Paul. My friend Paul Scheer is missing, and I sent you your retainer of $25,000. I'm trying to figure out where we are in the case.
Oh, yes. Of course. Mr. Hubel.
Yep.
Yes, of course. I remember now. Paul. Yep. We are
Paul
hot
Scheer.
on the case. We got some, Paul Scheer. It's just Scheer. It stops right there. There's no anything after that. It's just Paul Scheer.
It's Paul Scheer. He's he's a pretty well-known comedian. He's from Black Monday. He was on The League. A lot of stuff. NTSD, SU, SUV. I can't remember. Wait, NS. Fuck. I knew this title was going to fuck me up. It's not important. It's a show that he did.
I don't watch a lot of TV. All right. I read books, magazines, Fox Nation. That's
Sorry,
my
what?
thing. So
What'd you say? Fox Nation?
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV. Okay. But listen, your friend Paul's missing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that.
I do know that. That's why I hired you. That's
what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I'm on the case. And so far what I've discovered is that Paul is nowhere to be found. I have tried his phone. I have tried to email him. I've tried, some surveillance techniques that are classified. Hold on one second. Fuck you.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
Nobody.
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in a casino.
You're in Los Angeles, California, where Paul lives? Are you in Los Angeles, where I paid you to be?
Not right at the moment. No, not right now. I'm on a case. I'm following a lead. If you want to know the truth, all right. I don't like to talk about this, especially over open channels like this.
Are you working my case that I paid you $25,000 for?
Yes.
What do you mean yes?
Yes, I mean yes. I'm on it. I'm on the case.
Are you in Las Vegas gambling with the money that I gave you?
No, God. Yes, I'm in Vegas, following a lead on your case, smart guy. All right, but I'm not gambling the money. I mean, I have the money, and I could if I wanted to, and I do have a hot pick in the 7th race. You're
betting on horses in Las Vegas?
I was saying I could, especially when you get a hot tip, a tip of a lifetime. I mean, people dream about tips like this, but that's
what kind of fucking horse racing tip? What is a tip about horse racing? It's completely random.
It's not what? No, it's not random at all. You can look at the stats. You know the trainer. You know if the trainer's juicing. You know if there's if the jockey's in on it. There's all kinds of things that you may not understand. There's subtleties. Okay.
All right. Look, I'd like an update. Sorry, I'm not trying to yell at you. I'm just very stressed about my friend Paul. And you seem to be on cocaine or something. You're very paranoid acting.
I'm not. I'm expecting someone here. I'm following up on a hot lead. This is a hot lead. I had to come all the way to Vegas to follow up on this lead to make sure, we get Mr.
Scheer.
Yes, Mr. Paul back and make sure he's okay. That's all I care about.
What?
Right?
Okay. Can you just tell me the lead? What is the lead? What is the progress that you've made?
Well, obviously we came up short when we called his phone. Obviously we came up short when we tried his email. I had an operative knock on his door. Nothing. So obviously
I did all of that. I did all of those things. Okay, Paul's missing.
Yeah, well, now that I've done it, it's official. So because you don't know half the techniques that I do, or my staff. So Anyway,
No, you
I
got
can
you got a
officially
very
tell
you got a special email technique. What is your email technique?
there's all kinds of things you don't understand about the internet. All right, and I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, you're kind of like you're a blue pill person, as we call them. All right, you're a
I don't
blue
even
pill
know what that
person.
means. I don't watch Fox Nation.
That's
I don't know what that means. Look.
that's no, that's a matrix. That's a matrix thing. Okay, I'm a red pill.
Okay,
You're a blue pill.
okay. You listen to me, okay? I gave you $25,000, fucko. Okay.
Yep.
So what I want you to do, stop gambling. Stop it. Stop it.
I was just testing the thing. I got
You're
to keep my
testing.
cover. People, I don't want people to know who. I don't want people. I have a certain set of skills.
Okay. When will you be back in Los Angeles? And then stop quoting Liam Neeson in the fucking whatever movie.
The Taken.
The
Taken.
Taken. Yeah. I forgot. I spaced on the name of it. Sorry.
Well, that's just another like you don't know the internet. You don't know a lot, sir. And
All right.
leave
Can you
leave the
just
detective work to the professionals.
okay, when are you going to be back in Los Angeles?
Oh, shit! Not till Sunday. I mean, it's the fucking weekend, right? And also the leads. You know, the lead. I don't know where this is going to take me.
Can
Because
you be more specific about the lead? I'm trying to work my own angles also.
okay, there is a. I'm not going to give any names, obviously, and I'm not going to give up all my classified, you know, uh,
This is so
intel.
frustrating. Yeah.
Uh, uh, you know, here's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, what?
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
What are you doing?
hold
What are you
on.
talking? Why are you covering your mouth?
Okay. It's my beard. The glue sometimes when I smile. Anyway, listen.
You're wearing a fake
Uh,
beard?
yes, it's just be cool. I don't know who's watching this right now. This is an open source. I have a contact, a confidential source up here
Mm-hmm.
that has some information regarding Paul.
Paul here.
And she knows, basically, she knows a lot of people in Hollywood, okay? And if you're missing someone in Hollywood, you start here and work backwards. And that's what I'm
I've
doing.
never heard that. I've never
She's a
heard that.
she's
I've
a
never
working
heard
girl.
that what a prostitute in Las Vegas. Is
Hey,
that's the lead? That's the
go
no,
easy,
no.
go
I'm
easy.
not. I don't mean any offense. I have no problem with sex workers at all.
Yeah.
The story that you're telling me sounds like you went to Las Vegas to meet up with a prostitute. That's what it sounds like.
No. I'm
Okay.
here on the job, working hard to find your friend, Mr.
Okay.
Paul. And when I find
Paul
him,
Scheer. Yes, Paul
that,
Scheer.
what did I say? I said that.
You said
And when I
Mr.
find him,
Paul. Yeah.
what did you say?
Yeah, what? Go ahead. When you find him, what will you do? You're going to bring him back
Oh,
home safely, right?
yes, that's what I do. I find people and also mainly pets, but I find people too. But I bring them back. I bring them
Wait,
back
you're a
alive.
pet detective, like that movie, Pet Detective?
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
I didn't
When
even
you
know
say it like
that's a
that, it
real
sounds
job. That's a real
yes.
job.
Hey,
Pet
smart guy. There's a
detective?
lot of money in pet detective. A
Oh
lot
my
of money. You know how many
God.
cats and
Okay.
dogs? What? Don't judge
I
me.
just I
I make
thought
a
you were
good
in a
living.
different I thought you were in a
I make
different
a good
league of
living.
I thought your background was in law enforcement. I thought maybe you were like a cop. Someone told me that you were an ex-cop. And so I thought like,
I
okay, cool.
I I was with. It's part of the force. It's a parking enforcement, and it's still law enforcement.
Okay, that's not parking
And I
enforcement.
find
You're a meter maid. You're an ex-meter maid who is now a pet detective who's gone to Las Vegas with my money to meet up with a prostitute.
that's not. I mean, some of the things you said, you're exaggerating, and
How
you're
much was the
also
beard? How much was the beard?
the beard was $24,000.
Okay,
But I went
goodbye.
to a special.
Goodbye.
Wait,
Goodbye.
wait, wait! I got
What?
a lead. I got a hot lead.
Okay,
Got a
tell
hot
me what
lead.
it is. Tell me what it is besides the prostitute.
Your friend Paul
Paul,
is
yeah.
he is he 6'7"?
No. I don't know.
You're
He's not
sure?
that
You're
tall.
sure?
I'm
You're sure?
positive. Yeah, he's like
When was the last time you
maybe
saw him?
I'm taller than Paul. He's like maybe 6 feet.
Wow. Okay. All right. Then It shuts down that lead. I had a lead, I thought, but he's.
So you went to Las Vegas because you were tracking someone that was 6'7"?
I thought it was Paul. He had a gap in his teeth, everything.
A lot of people have gaps in their teeth. A lot of people have that.
Yeah, I know that now.
Did you at least get a good deal? Did you get a good deal on your room?
Yeah, well, I come up here all the time. I'm a gold member. So, actually, if this weekend goes right, I'll be five diamond or platinum. So,
all right.
I kind of fingers crossed. And I did find a German Shepherd.
Okay, I don't care about any of the pet cases. I don't care about that.
Sorry, it was a big moment for me. That's all.
All right, I care.
I solved the case. I like to celebrate. I felt good about it. But I'm going to find Mr. Paul. Don't worry about that.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to let you go after this. I'm going to tell you this. I follow you on Instagram. If I see any pictures of you partying in hot tubs, in the clubs, smoking,
I'm undercover.
Smoking cocaine. No, you don't do any of that undercover. That's not what it is.
Yeah, when I go deep undercover, no one would know if I was just a regular party idiot or on the job. And that's the craftsmanship. That's my trade. That's my trade and craft, man. My trade and craft. I just hope this doesn't come off in the hot tub. I haven't tested the glue in hot water, so I don't know.
Okay. I don't think that going deep undercover should involve drug binges, hot tub parties, drinking in clubs and stuff like that. I just, I feel like you're out there to blow through a bunch of money and let off some steam. Probably a big football game this weekend. There's probably a big football game this weekend.
There's a lot of them. And I also got a couple 3-game parlays that, again, fingers crossed. But listen, it's not all this. It's not all cocaine and hot tub parties. All right. Okay. I mean, I do a lot of work, where sometimes I have to be in the clubs all night. And sometimes, there's times when I have to race cars and times when I have to, throw knives. I live a fast life, man.
What are you talking about? Throwing knives? Who the fuck are you throwing knives?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Who am I? I'm throwing knives. Do you know who you're talking? I'm a private detective, man. That's what I do. Okay?
You're a coked up pet detective.
That's I should put that in the yellow pages.
You have cocaine. You have cocaine. You have cocaine in your beard. Okay. There's a lot of cocaine in your beard.
Where? No, you got me. You fucking got me.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're okay.
Find your friend. Calm down. I'm just playing because you seem tense. I'm trying to lighten the mood here. So just you calm down. I'll be good. I'm gonna find your friend. Donnie, don't even sweat this. Don't even give me a second thought. Go to bed tonight. It's not a problem.
I will not be able to sleep, and I will not rest until I find my friend. Okay, thank you, Mr. Bardowski. I appreciate it. If you're just joining us, I'm Rob Hubel. Paul Scheer, who normally hosts the show with me, is missing. Let me see if that was a private detective that I've hired, TJ Bardowski, who I gave him $25,000, and I'm hoping for some leads, but that didn't look great. This is a picture of Paul. Honestly, I was in a rush, so I Googled Paul, and this was one of the first pictures that came up. It's not a flattering picture. I probably could have done a better job on the poster even, like there's really not a lot of information there to go on. But I will say this, if you have any kind of information, please put it in the comments or put it on the Discord or something like that. And we will find him. Okay, now I need to address this. Molly, there's a graphic up on the show that says missing pale Scheer. And that's, we're having some tech problems also. All right, I'm going to keep the show going. I wanted to get into last week on the show, I read some erotic fan fiction for a TV show that I just finished called Squid Game. I don't know if you know what Squid Game is. Squid Game, I know you know what it is, you guys. Is a great show. It's, hyper violent and crazy, but it's really great. And so I read some of my, or I read some erotic fan fiction about Squid Game that I found on the internet. So we put out our feelers and we got some more, and it's great. It's really great. So I want to read a little bit of that. Take me a minute, and then we're going to go to Dave Holmes, who's great and so cool. And I love talking to Dave. I'm sorry, I'm just so rattled about this whole Paul Scheer thing. It's fucking me up, man. It is fucking me up. TJ Bardowski is in Las Vegas. I guarantee he's blowing through my money. I guarantee it. There's no way that he's not blowing through all of my money right now. Okay, here's some erotic fan fiction written by fans of Squid Game. I will tell you, this is very graphic. This first one I'm going to read is very graphic. If you have kids in the room that love the show, you shouldn't watch the show with your kids. That's bad parenting. So here we go. This one is from Portable Jeff. It's called O Face. Dear Friend Zone, I never thought this would happen to me, but I'm a circle mask guard. One day I noticed a new circle mask guard. At least I thought they were new. We began with some minor flirting, the occasional head nod, our shoulders brushing occasionally, a suggestive way of holding our automatic weapons. One day, after disposing of some contestant bodies, I found myself in the room with them, alone. They walked over to me and wrapped me in an embrace. I could not stand it anymore and rubbed my circle mask all over their circle mask. I felt them shudder in ecstasy, our masks scraping against each other. That's when I looked up and saw triangle mask. I stopped, but my circle mask partner urged me to continue, letting triangle mask silently watch. Realizing that circle mask and triangle mask were together and triangle mask was into it was too much for me, and I silently shook all over, which caused circle mask and triangle mask to shake as well. Then, without a word, circle mask and triangle mask left the room, and we never spoke of it again. Wow. That is some hot, sexy, erotic fan fiction pertaining to Squid Game. Thank you, Portable Jeff. That was a lot. I've got another one here, but I'll get into that in just a second. Yeah, if you're just joining us, I'm Rob Hubel. Paul Scheer isn't here today. He's missing. I had nothing to do with it. I can promise you that. I promise you I had nothing to do with it. How could I? Okay, I have a family. I have a daughter. That makes me unimpeachable having a daughter. I have never done anything wrong. I have a daughter and a wife. So I had nothing to do with it. But hopefully we'll find him. I'll keep you updated. In the meantime, we have some great guests on the show. I'm not sure who's here yet. Molly will hit me up, I'm sure. Dave Holmes is here, and Megan Gailey is here later on. We're also going to do some I read a headline. I know you guys like headlines. I read a headline this week that like 4 million people quit their job recently. Like I think it was like, the theory is that it's because of the pandemic, and people were like, fuck it. Life is too short. I've been in my house for a year and a half. Like I'm not going to this job anymore. I got to find something new. So 4 million people quit their jobs. So I wanted to help people get ready for a job interview. So I'm going to do that with some people. I'm going to bring you on. I'll be the boss. You can be yourself, and we will role play until you get it right and get ready for that job. So we'll do that in just a little while. And then I'll keep you updated on this Paul Scheer situation, guys. You know, I want to bring Dave on just a second. Dave's here, but I just want to say this before I bring Dave on. I've known Paul a long time, and I have this cardboard cutout in my garage where I broadcast from because it reminds me of Paul vaguely. I mean, it kind of looks like him a little bit. I'm not saying that Paul is a baby. I'm not saying that. Paul's a full-grown man, but the baby looks a little bit like Paul, and so that's why I kept it. Okay, Molly, we got another technical snafu here. It's we got to get on the same page about how to spell Paul's name. It says Paul Scheer. Where is he? We gotta. That's not how you spell his name, Molly. I would go ahead and Google it. If you don't know how to spell his name, I think that's kind of weird because you've been working on this show for us for a long time, volunteering, I should say. Nope, it's not Paul Scheer. But these are good tries. And a lot of people making jokes in the comments. This is a serious situation. When someone goes missing, you try to find them. And for all of you people that are accusing me and saying that I had something to do with this, and the reason why I hired that private detective in Las Vegas was to give me some sort of cover or an alibi or a smokescreen. I don't know what to tell you. That's not the way I work. That's not the way I operate. Like I said, I have a daughter, and when I think about my daughter and the fact that some of you guys think that I would hurt my friend Paul Scheer, it's just not it's not cool. And we're coming up on the holiday season, so why would I do anything like that? Okay, let's get into our first guest. Let me think how to intro Dave Holmes. I'm terrible at introductions. Paul usually does this. I've known Dave for a long time. I first knew Dave, I think like everybody else, as a MTV VJ. And I know I've run into him a lot around town. He's a super funny, super interesting guy. He's the host of not one, but at least two podcasts that I'm aware of. He does Homophilia with Matt McConkey, our friend, and he just started a brand new one. Wait, I'm going to fucking fuck it up, guys. I'm not going to fuck it up. I'm going to get the name of it. It's about sudden impact, but it's Waiting for Impact. Yep, Waiting for Impact. And it's about Dave trying to find out about this this white band in Philadelphia. I'm talking too much. Let me bring on Dave Holmes. Dave Holmes, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, how are you, man?
I'm good. Where's Paul?
Oh, Dave. This is tough because I know that you were not prepared for this, but Paul's missing. Paul is I don't know where he is. And earlier in the show, I had a private detective come on who I paid a lot of money to try to find him, and it's a real mystery. That's the only thing I can tell you is a mystery, and I had nothing to do with it. I'm just like you. I'm shocked and terrified right now and praying for the best.
I didn't think that you did have anything to do with it until you said that you didn't have anything to do with it.
Everybody keeps saying that. And that's why I'm trying to get ahead of any suspicion at all. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the earlier I can get ahead of this story and say that I had nothing to do with it, then I'm completely, and I also want to make clear that I have a daughter. And so, when you have a daughter, you kind of get a free pass in life. Like I could never do any
daughters. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I could never do anything bad or sexist or evil or anything because I have a daughter. So,
okay. You said that you want to get ahead of the suspicion, but you created the suspicion.
Oh, well, that's interesting because I hadn't even thought about that. So you're saying that the more I say that I should not be a suspect, I might be a suspect. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because when did you talk to him last?
These are great questions. I mean, are you? I just have to ask legally. Are you a cop? You have to tell me if you are a cop. I'm assuming. Yeah, you're not a cop.
And
Let me
I
see.
don't think they do have to tell you.
I think you do. I'm not sure, but I think you do. But Paul, I mean, you know, I was texting with him. I was texting with him yesterday about the show.
Okay.
I mean, we were excited. He said that you know, you were going to do the show, and you know, and I was like, I haven't seen Dave in a long time. I'm excited, and he said you had a new podcast, and I was like, great.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all that, and you know a lot about pop culture. I want to talk about some of the things that maybe you're watching on TV and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, now we're kind of getting off the subject, talking about all this Paul stuff.
Okay. But so as of yesterday, he was not missing, and he's just kind of late to the show.
Yes, he is either really, really late. And at this point, I would say, you know, gosh, it's almost rude to be this late to your own show.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, so I'm assuming that something bad has happened to him.
Okay.
And maybe you're right. Maybe it's not. Maybe he has, like, you know, maybe he fell asleep.
Right. Yeah. If people are a half an hour late to things, I myself don't start using words like suspect or
these
or
are great.
Story.
These are great points. This is just the first time I've been caught up in a possible murder situation like this, you know. So
okay, but but see here again, it's just been a day.
Yeah, yes. These are
I have close friends who I'll go days.
Yeah, without talking to. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't when I don't see them, I don't assume that they have been murdered.
These are great points, and I do want to talk. I want to talk about my possible involvement in any of this, but probably not. And you know, the tons of alibis that I have, the fact that I have a daughter,
right?
You know,
alibi also is a word that itself arouses suspicion.
Gosh, this is like talking to a lawyer.
Well, I mean, do you have?
I don't have a lawyer. Let me ask you a question. Just I'm noticing a lot of towel work
There's a lot of towel work
so far. Were you just are you at a hotel right now? Are you
not?
You're not.
I just did a little boxing workout in my side.
Are you serious? I have I have a heavy bag right here in my garage.
Okay.
And I use it sometimes. One time I did it before the show, and I could not stop sweating the whole time. I was so sweaty.
That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
I think I thought I had more time.
Do you how do you do your boxing workout? Like, I don't do it the right way. I set a timer for 3 minutes, and I wail on it for 3 minutes, and then I take a minute break, and then I try to do that cycle like 6 or 7 times.
That is also what I do. Now, what I am doing now is I have a piece of fitness equipment that I have on loan to review it for Esquire.
Oh my God.
It's called the Light Boxer.
What is it?
It's like a stop sign that's also like a Simon. And they have a deal with Universal Music, and it plays music, and you like punch the thing that lights up.
Okay.
And it looks so goofy, and then you do it for 3 minutes, and you're absolutely just destroyed.
Yeah.
Does
it so are you punching, what are you punching? A surface, like a soft surface, but how does it light up?
It's kind of hard, and you know, you got to wear like wrap your hands and wear gloves and stuff. It's hard plastic, and it feels like you're going to break it, but I haven't broken it.
Yeah.
But it's like you put on like Call Me Maybe, and then just punch the shit out of a machine.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's hilarious. Do you feel like, I feel like you do you do that kind of stuff a lot? Do you review a lot of gear and stuff like that? Like, are people sending you free stuff all the time?
Yeah. Like publicists will just be like, "Do you want to try this thing out?" and whatever. And especially since lockdown, since everybody now is doing the gym at home. Yeah.
Do you feel any kind of obligation? Because like Paul, I give Paul RIP, or
See,
maybe not RIP, maybe we don't know. TBD, TBD.
R.I.P. Okay.
But RIP TBD. I used to give Paul a lot of shit about on this show. He would kind of work in plugs that I am sort of always suspicious that he's getting paid for, because he would like casually mention Peloton like a lot. And he also has like a minivan that he mentions like a lot. Like I forgot what kind it is, but like he's always doing. And I'm always like kind of laughing, but like, Scheer, are you making money that I'm not making? And he's like, what are you talking about? So my question is,
make a person angry.
Yeah. Do you feel an obligation? Like, can you give someone a totally unbiased review, or is it like, well, my publicist sent this to me, it's like a nice, these people seem cool, I gotta,
I'm honest.
Yeah.
No. Also, I think, if something just looks dumb, I won't ask them to send it to me, because I will then just be vicious. I mean, I'll be honest in this. Like, it's not it's flawed.
Yeah.
But do you know Jesse Neal?
I don't think
he's
so.
He's a comic and also like a boxing coach.
Oh wow.
And so he's going to come over on Saturday and like help, critique my form and give me an expert perspective on what is or is not good about this thing.
What can you tell me something that someone sent you, or you don't have to if this is awkward, if it puts you in a weird spot, but was there anything someone sent you that was just not good? You're like, oh, I can't say anything good about this.
Oh, I will tell you.
Yeah.
The tequila that Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri collaborated on. Toronto Spirits. It's bad news. It's bad news.
Wait, first of all, I didn't even know that was a real business partnership. Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri got together. I knew Sammy Hagar, vaguely I knew Sammy Hagar made tequila, but I didn't know that
tequila, which he sold for like $1 billion or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he and Guy have a liquor venture together.
Okay. And it was not good.
Oh, it is like a pounding hangover the second you drink it. It's not good. It's not.
I love it. I
didn't have to write about it, but they also did. They did like a media weekend up like somewhere up a mountain in Montana. Like a weekend to launch this tequila, and like sleigh rides and meal pairings and a private show with Sammy Hagar, which like that you can't leave.
Yeah.
And it was like early November last year when COVID
he's singing I Can't Drive 55 like over and over and over.
Yeah. And it was like, it was right when everyone was like canceling Thanksgiving and Christmas with their families. And I was like, I can't say no to my mother, but yes to Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
I didn't go ultimately, but
that would be bad. That would be really.
If I had gone, I would feel bad about bad mouthing their.
I think that's part of it. I feel like timeshare companies do that. They like want you to come down for a trip to the, the fucking Aruba or somewhere. And then, you go down there, you're like, well, I mean, they did fly us down here. We might as well just drop 50,000 on this timeshare,
Exactly.
People are awful.
Shady and awful.
How was your pandemic? Did you have a great time?
I've never been better.
You had a blast. Total blast.
Yeah.
Total blast. Did you you must have been cranking out podcast stuff. I see you got a brand new one.
I was. Yeah. A dream project that I've been wanting to do forever. I finally
I'm fascinated by this, Dave, because Scheer was telling me about this. So I listened to just the teaser of it, and I should have had Molly. Molly's got the okay. So I'm gonna let you set this up. Explain to everybody what this is.
Okay, so this is a still from not from a Sudden Impact video, but from the video for Motown Philly by Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
It was their debut video. They went on to become the biggest selling R&B group of all time. This guy in the middle here, Michael Bivins, who had been a New Edition and Belle Biv DeVoe, was their manager. they were part of his roster of artists. He was starting to like get into his record mogul years. He had a deal with Motown.
Okay.
So in the lyrics of Motown Philly, you know, Boys to Men, ABC, BBD, right? Belle Biv DeVoe and Another Bad Creation, and they're in the video as well. But then these guys pop up for 3 seconds.
Not even like I watched the video. I watched the video and they show like Another Bad Creation and they show like, you know, Belle Biv DeVoe. And then these guys are on, I mean, maybe 3 seconds, like maybe.
Yeah. And then, like, and they point at you like, here we come. Like, better get ready. And that's all they ever did.
That's it. They never put out a song or anything.
No, not a note.
Oh my God.
So I've always been curious as to what the actual story was. And because it was like, you know, 2 seconds before they invented the internet, they didn't leave a trace. So there was a bit of, you know, investigative work to be done. And then it was also, you know, once the story started to come together, it was like, this is everything that is interesting to talk about to me. Like, you know, how, like, what life was like in the early 90s when you didn't have an internet to like bolster your brand with, and what happens when you really think you're going to be huge and it doesn't happen. And, you know, like there was just a lot to get into. And so it has become a 10-episode podcast.
You threw out a term in the intro where you said, I think you said like before the internet, there was monoculture, which is like, it was such a great term. It's like, everyone was just watching the same videos, the same movies, the same, you know, there wasn't like all this niche entertainment stuff that there is now. Like we were all just like, oh, this is what you watch. You put on MTV and then you watch the stuff that comes on, you know? It's fascinating.
You know, you're at your TV at 9 o'clock to watch Cheers. Because that's on. And if you're not there, then you won't see it.
Yeah.
And that's crazy from today's perspective, but that is how we live.
So how did you like, how do you go about, I wouldn't know where to begin unpacking that, that mystery. I mean, you're a really good writer and everything, so I know you can kind of shape all that, but like, do you just start trying to get interviews with the guys or?
There was nothing on the internet. So, so I was, we were lucky enough. So my friend, you know, Scott Gimple, right?
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine. He too has been fascinated by this disappearance. And we were talking and Michael Bivins' East Coast Family, as that like roster grew, did a song in 1992 called One for All for One, which is impossible to say. And so there's a video for it and we found it. And
that sounds a little bit like QAnon.
It does. Yeah. We're one, whatever. So we watched the video and they're a couple minutes into it. Like one of Michael Bivins' young singers is this young woman named Yvette, who is Yvette Nicole Brown. Like,
oh, wow.
We now know her as Yvette Nicole Brown. And Scott knows her really well because she's she's kind of in the Walking Dead universe. Yeah. And so he asked her if we could talk. And so like she was a part of the East Coast Family. So it turned out, and I didn't know this when I made the deal to do the show, but we actually we had someone on the inside of the East Coast Family. So we were able to piece it together.
Oh, cool.
Then, like, guy by guy, we maybe find them.
Yeah.
But see, now I'm saying maybe we find them when obviously we do because it's 10 episodes. So like I created that suspicion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that.
Well, it's hard when you're talking to someone like myself who is so good at creating and deflecting suspicion. It's hard, I think, for that not to rub off on you. So I certainly get where that comes from. And let me know if you need to jump off too, because I don't want to keep you too long. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about because Scheer and I always like to talk about like just what they're watching on TV or Netflix or anything like that. Are you? I was just reading before you came on a little bit of erotic fan fiction about Squid Game, and I found a real treasure trove of very erotic stories on the internet about Squid Game. I don't know if you've seen Squid Game at all, but Pretty good
have heard
show.
3 things about it, and they all lead me to believe that that is not.
May not be for you. May not be for you.
Yeah, it seems very intense and violent, and that's not what I need right now.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Well,
I would read the erotic fan fiction, though. I might not appreciate it
yeah.
at the level that you are, but I'd read
Yeah.
it.
Well, what are you watching? What do you currently enjoy?
I have gone so far in the direction of mindless entertainment.
Yeah.
During all of this, I got real into, the Bachelor franchise. I got, all the dumbest shit that I could possibly watch. Also, what we've been doing, and you are welcome, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Is we have a backyard. Ben, my boyfriend, set up a little projection area.
Awesome.
So we plug in a laptop, we create a collaborative YouTube playlist.
Yes.
And everybody just kind of takes turns putting on either music videos or live performances or comedy sketches or just.
Oh my God. This is like my dream party. I've wanted to do that part. I've wanted to steal that idea for so long. Like, hey, everybody, come over with something that you want to show us that you don't think we've seen.
Yeah.
Or you really want to turn us on to. Like, that's such a great idea for a party. Could also get super weird and super dark also, but
sure. But it doesn't. It doesn't.
But could be really fun.
I went. That speaks to my group of friends. Last night, I actually had like the producers and engineers and all the people involved with the podcast over for a little wrap dinner.
Yeah.
And Karen Kilgariff was one of them, and she and I went back and forth a few times, which that was. We will have to continue to do that. I got to show her. Have you seen the curtain lady?
No.
Rob. Okay, so I don't know what year it is, but it's a local commercial in, I don't know, like let's say Cranston, Rhode Island or something, whatever. Whatever. It's Coventry, Rhode Island. Okay. And it's a curtain store. And you know how like local low budget commercials, they'll like talk to customers and the customers will say a short thing like the price can't be beat or it's worth the trip or whatever. There's this woman who they're trying to get her to give a quick soundbite and she can't do it because she's so excited about the curtains that she's just like, they're like, would you say that the prices are good? And she's like, when I want to do something so beautiful for spring and summer, I tell my kids, of course, they're not kids anymore, they're in their 30s, but I say, you've got to get down here because these curtains are going to go at this price because they will.
All right, here we've got it queued up now. Can I show
God. Can we just okay. Now I don't think she's crazy. They call her crazy. Okay.
Well, we got to turn it up, Molly.
Moved to Coventry 7 months ago. And I had so many curtains, but you can't compare them to these quality, gorgeous curtains. When I found this place and I came in, I can't tell you what I did. I had to do the whole house. I had to. I mean, something like this. And the other ones I bought were so unbelievably beautiful. You could never find these curtains anywhere. Believe me, you could never.
It's like a white curtain.
I'm so glad this place is here right around the corner from where I live. Can't go anyplace else for curtains except this place. It's unbelievable what she's got here. It's unbelievable. So beautiful. Look at this. Talk about something different. Oh, for the spring and summer, brightened up my whole house. So pretty. Matter of fact, with my kids, everybody, even not only my
all right,
kids,
that's good, Molly.
It's
so funny. That clip is also over 4 minutes long, and you know that the producers of the commercial are like, "Lady, come on! Like, just also give us a place to edit out. Like, you keep talking, and we can't edit any of that.
Anything." At one point, she goes, "I tell you, it's a good thing I don't work here because my paycheck would be on every single one of these curtains." It's like, wow. How many curtains do you need? That seems to be a thing that you only would buy a limited amount of. And
I like that she had to redo the whole house.
She can't tell you what she did. She had to do the whole house.
Oh my God. And she's so like, also her tone is like, she's not excited. You know, they were like, please just act excited. You don't act sad. Like you're acting very like like shocked and upset. Like,
Yeah, like
there
she's
wasn't,
not
no
sure
one
she should be
died.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, is this wrong that I feel this way? It's something else. Everybody watch the whole 4 minutes.
I can't wait. Well, Dave, thanks so much, man, for coming by. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And where do people find Waiting for Impact?
Well,
Everywhere
wherever there are
podcasts.
podcasts.
Yes.
However, if you're a Stitcher Premium subscriber, you can all 10 episodes are up now.
Okay, great.
But new episodes every Tuesday.
Awesome, buddy.
Podcasts.
I love it. I love it. Well, thanks so much, dude. I'm so psyched to see you, and good luck with your boxing workout.
Thank you so much.
And I had nothing to do. I had nothing to do. I had nothing to do with the disappearance and or decapitation of Paul Scheer. I had nothing to do with that.
That is not something that I had thought about at all.
Yeah, me neither. So, and it's not. Hopefully, that's not what happened. Okay, Dave. Good to see you, buddy. That curtain lady. Oh, I got a lot of respect for her. Rob Hubel, not a suspect in Tall Scheer's disappearance. There's a lot of typos. Molly, we really need to get you some sort of like spell check app or something like that to work. I forgot to show Dave. I wanted to show Dave some documentaries that I've been watching. Well, I'll just show it to you guys. Let me set this up for you. Like I said, I do have a daughter, and I therefore cannot be sexist or racist, or I can't do anything wrong because I have a daughter. That, I guess that's really neither here nor there. It's not really part of the setup. I just wanted to underscore that point. What I wanted to tell you was Dave was talking about some shows that he's watching, sort of mindless entertainment. I have really started recently to go the other way. There was kind of two waves for me in the pandemic of entertainment. The first was, when it first started a long time ago, I feel like I really buckled down and I watched a lot of great movies and shows and tons and tons and tons of documentaries. And then there was kind of like a dry spell, like a long dry spell. I feel like maybe for about a year, where everyone was scrambling to get the next batch of great, interesting documentaries. And so thank God, I feel like a new batch has just dropped lately. And I have been just eating up these documentaries. And if you're like me, I think you'll enjoy some of these. I'll just walk you through a couple of these. One of these that I watched recently is everybody knows, My Octopus. Well, it wasn't that good. I think it won the Oscar, but it was like, My Octopus Friend or something like that. This other documentary company made My Blubberfish Buddy way before, and it was so much better. This is about a group of bros that go out and every day, and they scuba dive, obviously in the water, and they become buddies with this blubberfish guy. Not a guy, he's a blubberfish, and they make the mistake of taking him out of the water. I don't think they realize, because they're kind of like fratty bros. They didn't realize that he has to stay in the water or else he will die. So that's sort of where it gets a little bit dark. But anyway, great movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. That one's on Netflix. Let me see, what else did I watch lately? Oh yeah, this one's a little kind of controversial. Depends on where you stand on Dr. Fauci, but this is when Dr. Fauci meets the doctors of spin, the spin doctors. So the setup of this is basically, if you love vaccines and you love, if you love vaccines and you love the spin doctors, you get it. You're going to fucking love this. This one's for you. And who doesn't love the spin doctors? All right, the next one I think you saw already, but that's fine. It's a great one. This one's a tearjerker. We Are Only Adopting One of You. And this I watched on Hulu. I like uplifting documentaries. I just, people make fun of me, but I can't help it. I do. I like positive stories about love and family and the fact that we're all in this together. And so this kind of starts off that way, where you think that these parents are going to adopt both of these kids, but then you realize, oh no, the name of it is even kind of a giveaway. The name of it is, we are only adopting one of you. So they have to make that choice. And I'll give you a hint. It's not the boy. So, because it depends on kind of if you are a parent or not. But like I said earlier, I have a daughter, so this really connected with me. They adopt a little girl. Obviously that makes them, that gives them a free pass for life. You can never say shit about these parents because they have a daughter, and God bless them. Okay, the next one that I really liked, this one seems, this, I'll be honest, I thought this was a joke when I saw it. Big dreams, small dick. When I saw this documentary on Netflix, I said, I don't know. I don't know if this is for me. This guy kind of looks like someone I wouldn't connect with. I wouldn't automatically be friends with this guy. He's wearing a Speedo, which is, whatever. Your choice of bathing suit is kind of neither here nor there. That's a personal choice, but just the, the stars and stripes, it's a lot, that's a lot to deal with. And then, kind of the tan lines and his ass and his gut and everything. And I'm not trying to body shame him. I'm not. That's not the point here. But the point is, in the title, they do give you a little hint. And I didn't realize that in documentaries, they will give you a little hint about what the movie's about. And so this one is called Big Dreams, Small Dick. And this guy is trying to get on the Olympic swim team. And so that's sort of his big dream. And he's not an athlete. That's something I didn't think about, or I couldn't have guessed that from looking at this. And he's older, which is also, from the profile, I couldn't really tell if he was older or not. I mean, he has gray hair, but so do I, and I'm 22. So I couldn't tell this is like an older guy. Anyway, it's an improbable story of triumph. And but he can't change the fact that he has a small dick. I will tell you that. His dick size does not change. His dick size stays the same. And if anything, honestly, it gets smaller because he is in the pool a lot. And as many of you know, if you get into the pool, sometimes your dick does shrink a little bit. And if you are, if you already have a small, I'm kind of going on and on about the size of his dick, but anyway, you should check it out. This is on Netflix. Couple more. This next one I loved. I really love this one a lot. Now, if you said to me, Rob, who's your favorite actor in the world? I would say, well, Liam Neeson. And they said, but no, not if you can't say Liam Neeson, I would say, well, Daniel Day-Lewis. No, you can't say Liam Neeson or Daniel Day-Lewis. David Lee Roth. No, he's not. He's more of a rock star. Someone else. Okay, I don't know. Fucking who is the guy in The Revenant that gets like made love to by that bear? Oh, Leo DiCaprio. Yeah, him. I'll say him. So yeah, this is a movie not about Leonardo DiCaprio. It's actually about the other guy. And this goes back to my earlier point that if you really pay attention to the titles of these documentaries, they will give you a little tip off about what it's about. So this guy obviously looks identical to Leonardo DiCaprio. I had to my brain still kind of transposes them. Leo is the one. Oh, fuck. Oh, he's the one on the right. Yes, thank you. He's the one on the right. The other guy on the left is not Leonardo DiCaprio. It's just a guy that looks like him. So this movie is all about what is that like to live your life when you look exactly like one of the most famous, handsome celebrities, you know, and I'll give you a hint. Somebody is having a ton of unprotected intercourse with groupies, and it's not Leo. So there's that. I think that's it. Was that the last one, Molly? I think that was it. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like we should kind of assess things right now. We're an hour into the show. And thank you. I am a father to a daughter. We're an hour into this show, and Paul has been missing for, well, as far as you guys know, he's been missing for 1 hour, and me too. I don't know how long he's actually been missing, but he, you know, I hope and pray that he is safe. And if somehow he's watching this, I have a message for you, Paul. I wrote it down, and I'll just read it. This is kind of just from the heart. But if there's any chance that Paul is listening, I do want to get a message to him. Let me just open my beer. Hold on. Okay. I just got to get my extra long straw in there so I can do this. Okay. Paul Scheer. Paul. Oh boy. I miss you so much. It's been a little over an hour. It's been an hour and 6 minutes since you didn't show up for the show. And at first I was mad. I've gone through a whole range of emotions, Paul: anger, denial, guilt, and then realizing that I'm not guilty. I didn't have anything to do with it. So then shame, then fear, then hunger, running, hiding, driving, calling, and then now I'm back to anger. But I want to say to you, Paul, if you're watching this, I send us a message. Somehow go to a payphone. I know they're gross and they're probably, you know, covered in germs and, you know, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of, find a wipe or a paper towel and wipe it off, and then call me. You know my home phone number, 555-1212. So call me, let me know that you're okay. If you can't get to a payphone, Paul, please email me or text me. I mean, if you were kidnapped, I pray that your kidnappers will let you keep your phone so you can surf the web and look at YouTube clips and watch this stream. Because gosh, Paul, my best friend, I'm doing a great show. I am doing a great show. Thank you. I am doing a great show. Thank you. But I want you back in my life. And I'm sorry that you're mad, or or I'm sorry that you're hurt and people are hurting you right now. I'm sorry that there's a gang of guys probably hurting you, and you're probably in a warehouse getting the shit kicked out of you, getting your teeth kicked in, or getting sprayed down with a hose, and the hose is filled with human pee. Anyway, Paul, I'm kind of getting off topic, but I wanted to say I really liked Black Monday. I like that show, and I thought you were great in it. And give us a call and let us know where you are. And I hope you are great. And I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And well, first of all is Halloween. I hope you have a happy Halloween, and then Thanksgiving, and then I hope you have a Merry Christmas. And thinking about your wife, June, Diane Raphael, and who knows where she is? We don't know where she is. And your kids, Twanch and Vanilla Ice. I am thinking about those guys and how hard it will be for them to not have their dad around. Hopefully he will be back around, but right now he's not around. Anyway, okay, Paul, I love you. I like you a lot. Okay, goodbye for now. maybe forever. Okay, so that's in the letter that I just wrote. Molly, I want to tell you that I don't think we need any more screw ups with the graphics, because it's hard enough to do a good show. And when there are, I know you're trying to help me, but when it feels like when you make graphics for the show, you should send them to us before and we can proofread them for you, because I just feel like spelling isn't one of your. Now we're getting into it. This is like that movie Moon with Samuel L. Jackson, no, Sam Rockwell, where he's talking to the computer and the computer talks back to him. Anyway, it's exactly like that. Okay, guys, I wanted to thank you for letting me read that letter. And I was going to read some more Squid Game erotica. Should we do? I do have a little bit more, but here, I'll read a quick one. My problem with the Squid Game erotica is that I don't want people to jack off on this show. That's a big thing with me. And I know that there are a lot of other streams on Twitch where, you're not supposed to jack off. I know everyone's jacking off. So I am hoping, and it's really an honor system. It really is an honor system, because there's no way that I can fly across the country and go to everyone's house and knock on the door and make sure that you're not jacking off to our Twitch show every week. There's just no way. I thought about it. I ran the numbers, and it's just, it's too expensive because of the car rentals and all of that. Like, because, there's the plane ticket, but then there's a car rental, there's a hotel. So it's hard. There's no way to enforce it. So please don't jack off to the show, or, I don't mean just jack off. I mean that for women also, whatever you call it. I'm not sure what it is that they call it for women now. I'm not sure what we're allowed to say. I guess it's like finger. I'm worried legally about saying the wrong thing. Finger jamming. I don't. Jill off. Molly. Fucking. All right. Here's some more Squid Game erotica, and we're on the honor system. And then after this, we're going to go straight into job interview with me, your boss, Rob Hubel, because I want to help people get ready for their job interviews. Okay. This one is from this next Squid Game erotica, fan fiction erotica, is from Put It Down, Carol. And here we go. For the Love of the Squid Game, it's called. He'd been passing by her place every day for the last 2 weeks, gliding idly by as though he didn't have a care in the world, all while hoping, yearning, wondering, did she see me? She'd poke her head out sometimes. He'd catch her beautiful big eyes tracking him as he made his way along his usual route. Then he would quickly retreat behind a wall, too shy to do more. One day, a little gesture caught his eye. She stretched out an arm to wave hello and beckon him closer. Her wish was his command, and as he approached, she raised another silky, smooth arm to embrace him. Then another, and another, and another, until all 8 arms and 2 slick tentacles entwined themselves around his outstretched hand. The ocean water that surrounded them was cold, but heat emanated from the man with the slinky cephalopod on his arm. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop this one, because this person has not seen Squid Game. I'm just now noticing. They have not seen Squid Game. They just wanted to write erotic fan fiction about squid. And strangely, that sounds a lot like the documentary that I was talking about earlier, My Octopus Bro, or My Octopus Friend, whatever it was called. So that's not a sexy one. Sorry, guys. That one's not sexy at all. That was a big screw up on Molly's part, but that's fine. Okay. If we at this point in the show, I want to say, yeah, is the show going great? Obviously it is. Is it the best show ever? Honestly, for me, for my money, yes. Cuz I don't have to deal with Paul, you know? Sometimes when you're in a conversation, there's that annoying part where you're not talking but the other person's talking and you have to wait for them to finish their thought and you're like, come on, I already got my next thing. So okay, let's get into some role playing. Not sexy, if you're curious. This is just to help people get a job. I think we have DV, Dwarf Vader on tap. And then after that, we have Caroline. Let's see who's ready to do some job interview role playing with me, Rob Hubel. Hey, how's it going, man?
Hi, Rob.
How are you?
I'm a little confused. I was told this was a job interview and there would be 2 interviewers.
Yeah, everyone's kind of making a big deal about this. I'll be real honest with you. I'm dealing with kind of a crisis situation. I don't know if you saw any of the show earlier, but Paul Scheer, one of my dearest, oldest friends, you know, I mean, we did Human Giant together. We did the League, you know, a lot of stuff. Don't shrug your shoulders like that. I mean, you know, we have a history. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, he's not here, so I'm on the case. I've hired a private detective. He's on the case.
You guys opened a wine bar together. I get it.
Yeah. So right now, but you know, just to be clear, that was in the TV show, The League. Paul and I don't actually own a wine bar together.
God, I hope not.
Right. That was just a thing on the TV show. So, what do I call you? I know your handle is DV. Do I just call you DV?
Yeah, DV's fine.
Okay. So you are you looking for a job for real, or are you out of work, or you're just open to new opportunities?
Currently employed, new opportunities, would like to get back into a field that I once worked in and left a long time ago.
Cool. Well, let's unpack that a little bit. Do you need to be that vague, or can you tell me, like, what do you want to do?
Oh man, I used to work in production. I spent the better part of 10 years in live television production and was pretty good at it and loved it, but also didn't get paid enough to do what I was doing.
Yeah.
And left to do other things that paid more.
Yeah. Are you in LA?
No, I am in Montana.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And is there a lot of production in Montana?
No, there's not, which is partially the reason I also had to leave that field.
Okay. And would you want to leave, or ideally you want to stay there in Montana?
Ideally, I'd like to stay in Montana, which also makes, again, working in production difficult.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Well, for the purposes of this, I feel like we should just kind of brush up on your interview skills, and we'll just kind of like go through some very basic steps, and I'll give you some tips that I've kind of come across. I'm pretty good at job interviews, and I'm also a really great actor, like beloved actor. And you know, so I can play a boss pretty well. I was in the movie Horrible Bosses 2 at the very end, like for like one scene. You probably didn't see it, but it's no big deal if you didn't. Okay, DV. Well, so we'll go through this in just a second. Now, obviously, just for people watching, I would be dressed differently. You know, I wouldn't wear my hat. I wouldn't be dressed so informally. DV wouldn't wear that. I mean, for maybe for a production job, but you'd probably dress up a little bit. I mean, at least like like a shirt or something.
Button up at least.
Yeah, and we probably wouldn't be drinking. You know, I'm drinking also, but also there might be a strike on Monday. You know about that, right? So that may kind of throw a wrench into your.
That is true. I would be one of those people for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll pretend that there's not going to be a strike. Hopefully they'll be able to resolve this. But let's just get into the job interview, and I'll stop you. We can stop and start if you're nervous, or if you fuck up, I'll let you know. And okay. So hi DV, how are you? I'm Rob. I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for coming in today.
Nice to meet you, Rob. I'm excited about the opportunities here. And the company, I'm it's excited. Let's get on.
Yeah. I took a look at your resume, and I am noticing that you had some unrelated job work. It looks like you took some time off from production. What kind of work were you doing?
Oh, I sell pot.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and freeze the interview. I'll go ahead and stop us right here. And this is just off the top of my head. I don't know that I would come out, real hard about that. I wonder if there's a way to kind of couch that a little bit.
I was a comprehensive cannabis consultant for a couple of years. And I
Yeah.
also
Is there a way to work
Rita.
can you work in the term medical somehow? Like,
oh no, I am. I was a comprehensive cannabis consultant for a medical marijuana dispensary.
Yeah. I wonder if you can kind of downplay cannabis and make it more like sound more pharmaceutical-y. Like I worked in the healthcare industry, providing patients with relief for their chronic pain and ailments.
I worked in the healthcare industry as a comprehensive prescription analyst, providing detailed, invasive prescription analysis for individuals.
I like that. I like where you're going with that, DV. Now, DV, let me ask you this. Our industry, the broadcast industry, is going through whoa. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and freeze the interview again.
Juice. It's okay.
This is for the viewer. This is just for the viewer at home. Okay, a couple things, DV, and God bless them, because we're all getting back into it. We're all trying to, put ourselves out there and sort of relearn these skills. But I'm not sure that I would, one, mention that I sold pot straight out of the gate, and two, I'm not sure that I would drink alcohol so openly. And he's got more than one. He's got more than one beverage there. These are all options for. It depends on, your personality. I'm saying if it's at all like a corporate kind of place, you may want to dial some of that back, but up to you. I don't want to criticize too much because I don't want you to get discouraged, but
you're the interviewer, of course.
Okay. So DV, let me ask you a question. How much money would you love to be making if you came to work for us?
Oh, I mean, okay, so out of role play, this is a really important question. Am I working in California or am I working in Montana?
In Montana.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you pay me like 40 grand a year, I'd probably be happy.
Okay. I'm just going to write that down. Okay.
Yeah.
And DV, can you tell me about a time in your life when you had to solve some problems, like use some creative thinking to remedy some sort of situation or a problem that came up, and you had to kind of think on the fly? Because in production, as you know, I mean, we really need to pull together and all, really kind of like be creative and find creative solutions. Anything that you've done in any of your previous work?
No, and this stands out. And Rob, this is a true story. At the time of elections in 2008, working in live video production, I was a SAT ENG operator. I caught a U.S. senator peeing on my satellite truck right after he had gotten elected to the U.S. Senate. And when confronted, because I had walked out and caught him peeing on my truck, I was told, well, son, you can take the senator out of the farm, but you can't take the farm out of the senator. And I just went, you're right, Senator, this isn't my truck. And let him continue to pee on my truck, and never said a word to my bosses about the fact that a U.S. senator was peeing on my satellite truck.
Whoa. Is that a true story?
Yes, no, that is actually an absolute true story.
Not using the restroom in the truck, like outside, you're taking a leak on the truck.
Peeing on the front passenger side tire of my truck.
I'm going to assume that I know who this senator is if he works on a farm in Montana.
He looks like Meatloaf and has less fingers than most of us.
why haven't you leveraged this story to, I don't know, is there a way to blackmail senators that do you, where you wouldn't go to jail? This is not in the job.
I don't even want to, because I actually kind of like the guy as a senator. But it was just a moment of like, at that moment in time, and this is why it plays to the interview. I was stressed out. I was running both field production, a satellite feed. I was running cam ops and having to maintain 2 generators that couldn't stay lit for more than half an hour at a time, and ran out to check my satellite feed and caught somebody who was now a U.S. senator peeing on my satellite truck. So
that's amazing. That is a great story. That's a great work story. So you seem like the kind of guy that wouldn't really get frazzled. I mean, it sounds like you've handled stressful situations in the past, and have tried to kind of think outside the box a little bit and keep everything moving in the right direction in order to. And so you were covering was it like election night coverage in 2008? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was specifically election night coverage in snowy ass Great Falls, Montana.
Yeah.
And it was a Senate race election coverage for that night. And at the very end of it, I have also been part of governor election coverage, and then various amounts of local election coverage, and Congress election coverage, or Congress House election coverage. But that was the best one, was the Senate one, of that individual moving from the House to the Senate.
That's pretty amazing. Well, it sounds to me like you also know how to keep a secret, which is a good thing.
I did just tell the internet. So,
well, that's right. I mean, who's watching? But between you and I in this job interview, I think you can trot that story out. I think that's fair game. I think it's funny. I think it paints you in a good light. It makes you seem funny, and you are smart enough to kind of take that in stride. And
in regards to the interview, you were asking for a stressful situation.
Yeah.
I have killed a bear that attacked me at one point in time.
Is that a true story?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Went hiking in the crazy mountains when I was 17 with a buddy. Coming down on a trail, we were attacked by a female grizzly bear.
What?
We had gone up the crazy mountains to go to a spot. It was about 4 or 5 miles up the trailhead to go shooting, and we did. We spent half an hour, 2 hours shooting. Like, it was a stretch of time. We wasted a bunch of ammo. It was fun. We were walking back down the mountain, rounded a corner, and a female grizzly bear stood up. She was maybe 30 yards off, hit the ground, and started running at us. We unloaded 3 different weapons between the 2 of us, and she died at my feet. And I unloaded 2 of the 3 weapons. My buddy unloaded 2 mags out of his, and I full on pooped myself. He had to make the 1.5 mile walk to call Fish and Game with our parents' with his mom's cell phone to call Fish and Game. While I stood there and cleaned out my shorts with a dead grizzly bear. And then they did a whole thing. They took cubs to the National Grizzly Wildlife Refuge here in Montana. It was a whole business. Like,
yeah, and I was wondering about the cubs. Like, she's just doing her thing, she's programmed to do that, and that was just bad. You guys were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
We didn't know there were cubs. We rounded a corner. She charged us. Turns out the cubs were 20 yards behind us. We just walked between the 2 of them, and she came at us.
Yeah.
But that was a thing that happened, and not one of the most how do I phrase this? Serene moments of shitting myself in my life I've ever had.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you've shit yourself a lot.
Like 3 or 4 times.
All right. Well, let me freeze the job interview again and say to people watching, don't willingly offer up how many times you've shit yourself in a job interview. Now, DV is telling a story where that happened, but then I kind of tricked him into revealing even more. So for you, the casual viewer, don't mention that. Even we've all been in lockdown. We have no social skills. We're all a little bit, behind socially. And but yeah, don't mention how much you've shit yourself. And
sometimes a shart happens. I mean,
all right, and then you don't drink as much as DV's drinking, and you don't talk about how much weed you sell people. Is weed legal in Montana?
I am a licensed retailer of marijuana within the state of Montana. None of my weed selling has been illegal. It is all within state regulation.
Why do you need a job? I mean, isn't that seems like a great business to be in?
A little bit, yeah, but it's about to go recreational, and there's a part of me that doesn't want to be part of that madness. At the moment, I'm a licensed medical retailer.
Okay.
And come January 1st, that's going to turn into every John, Dick, and Harry can walk in and buy whatever they want. And there's a part of me that kind of wants to go back to being a production monkey.
Yeah.
I felt more respected as a production monkey. I didn't make as much money, again, selling drugs, but it was something I was good at and I liked doing versus something that I'm good at and is also selling drugs.
Okay. All right. Well, here's my advice to you. I think you're going to do great. You sound like a nice guy. You've got funny stories, interesting stories that no one else has. No one else has a story about John Tester pissing on their vehicle. No one else has a story about killing a mama grizzly bear. That makes you unique. So I would stick with those great stories. Don't go into the job interview all drunk like you are now. You don't wear a sweatshirt and you're in your knit cap, but dress up a little bit, take a shower, and I think you should be fine. But great job, and nice to meet you, buddy.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Rob. You have a wonderful afternoon. I really hope I get this job. I don't remember what I was interviewing for, but
we were just practicing. It's just all practice. It's all practice. We got a lot of other candidates. To talk to, but
it wouldn't be the first time I've interviewed for a job that I didn't know what the qualifications for the job were. So,
all right, take it easy, man. That was DV in Montana. I want to get to our other friend, Molly. What should I do? Should I do that, or should I do? Should I get to our? Let me see what Molly texted me. Hang on, guys. We're doing a tight show here. Okay, Megan just got here, so maybe I wonder if we can go to Caroline later. We'll go to Caroline later because we need to talk to Megan, right? Let's talk to Megan. That's a better way of doing things, I think.
Hi. Sorry, Caroline.
Wow. Don't apologize. That's someone that I don't know that person. We're just
okay, great.
Yeah, every now and then I just get random people to come on and talk. And so I was just reading that like 4 million people just quit their jobs. And so there's a lot of people like looking for jobs. So I've been trying to do a little role playing with people, like job interview stuff. But the last guy was just really interesting. Like he was a little bit drunk, but
he's a drug dealer.
He technically, yeah, I think he has like a pot shop in Montana. Yeah.
In Montana, I don't know if there's enough people that live there.
I know. I think that's why he wants to get a job. Like, I think he needs to get a job.
He's trying to get out. I mean, to be getting out of the weed business right now is really, gosh. I mean, maybe I would invest in him and just being my personal supplier. He had like a Madonna mic. I've never seen a drug dealer with such high tech.
I know people made fun of me because when we first started, first of all, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Have we ever met or bumped into each other at shows? I don't think we have.
And now I'm like, maybe I need a job. Okay. Any advice?
I've been stalking you on Instagram just to catch up for this interview today. And this is not an interview. We're just going to dick around.
We're hanging.
My friend Paul is not here. I don't know if you know. It's a real mystery. I had nothing to do with it, but he is missing. I'm trying to you know, I'm trying to stay positive about it, but the more time passes, you know, they say that like, you know, you really got to find someone in the first 48 hours. In fact, there's a show, I think there's a show on like first 48, you know, you gotta, that's really the window. And after that, you know, it kind of becomes pretty difficult to find a missing person.
I will say, I think that rule honestly applies a lot to women. I think men can be missing for upwards of 10 days and no care, have figured out that they're even missing. So I think that's like, I mean, even as I definitely worry about getting snatched, but it's like, I have probably aged out of snatching now.
Yeah.
But
now let me ask you about that. Like, do you think that, have you ever seen the movie Silence of the Lambs?
Yes.
Okay. So, in the beginning of the movie, you know, there's the guy who like Buffalo Bill, and he's like trying to lift a couch, and he's like, "Oh, can you help me lift this couch?" And the girl is like, "Oh, sure, I guess so." And he's like, "Here, why don't you take this end?" And would you ever fall for something? Yeah. Would you think you would fall for that?
I want to say no, but I think I probably would. But here's the thing, because wasn't it Ted Bundy? He was supposed to be like hot, and then I've seen him, and it's like he's not hot enough for me to get in his van. So Buffalo Bill, even just like that voice you did, I do. Now, if we're talking hottie hunk, then I'm also wondering, well, why do you need a woman to lift this? Right. Then I'm already sexually out. Yeah. And so then I'm like, I probably don't want to get in your van. Buffalo Bill, not my vibe. Yeah.
Well, what are some snatching techniques that you think that you might be vulnerable to? And again, I want to tell the viewers at home, this is not a guide to snatching Megan.
No. I'm expensive. It's like I have a skincare regimen. I'm also very annoying. And so I have been told by multiple loved ones that I would be thrown out again. They would catch a fish, throw it back.
Drop you off. Yeah.
But this is right in my wheelhouse because I host a podcast about Lifetime movies.
Oh, I know. I'm aware.
So there's a lot of, and what I actually like that Lifetime movies does is it's not random people. It's always someone you know. And that is more accurate to the truth. To snatch me, I love free food. Like would not, even if it's something I don't like cuisine wise, if you're like, hey, there's free, maybe old escargot over here. It's just in me to go, I got to go check that out.
Yeah. Any kind of free samples, something like that. Yeah.
So if Buffalo Bill, I don't want to lift anything, but if he had been like, hey, I have a new spiked kombucha business, something I don't like, does not taste good to me, but I probably would have gotten in his van to have a sip. Yeah.
What about like gift bags? You know, like if someone is that sort of like free samples of food, you know, but like if it's like, hey, this is a gift bag, it's in my van. But you do need to go in the van to get it. But but you can keep the gift bag. It's got moisturizers, it's got lipstick, it's got products for you to try, and it's free of charge. Like, is that
Now, when I hear that, I go, "This is a pyramid scheme." So it's a trickery that I'm like, I don't want to sell stuff to my friends from high school. Yeah. I think I'd almost be like, "Give me the bag. I'll take the stuff out that I want. Yeah. I do want the bag. The bag is actually the most exciting thing to me, and then I'm going to give you back the other stuff I don't want." But to go in a van, for some Clinique samples.
Or maybe it's not even a van. Maybe it's like, hey, I don't know. We've been talking a lot about Squid Game. I don't know if you watch Squid Game at all, but you know, they there's a little part of Squid Game where they approach people and they just give them this card. It's just like a mysterious little business card, and it's like, call this number, you know, if you want. So it could be something like that, where someone gives you a card and it's like, hey, come to this warehouse. There's a warehouse in downtown LA, and because like I've gone to stuff like that. You know how they have like weird, like during Emmy season, they have like those weird gifting suites, you know?
I mean, I'm a stand-up. It's like I've gone 2 places for the worst reasons ever. And I continue, like, actually what you would have to do is go, hey, there's a stand-up show. We're going to pay you no money. And there's probably not going to be audience. And if there are, they're going to be hostile. And I go, well, tell me this time. I'm there. Can't wait. So that's how you could kill stand-ups, is just promising them a bad show.
Tell them there's going to be a bad show.
We'll be lined up to get killed.
Your podcast, I think, is such a great idea. I was listening to just some pieces of it, and I know you do it with Naomi Ekperigin, who's also so funny. So are there that, and it's I'm going to space on the name of it, but it's called I Love a Lifetime Movie.
You got it. That's not a space at all. I'm hiring you for whatever job. This is now an interview for my job for you to, and you passed.
Do you guys, are there, I don't know the library. Are there tons and tons of Lifetime movies? Like, it seems like they would run out of material where I'm going.
They actually, I think they have more original content, more original movies released every week than any other. I mean, I think they release like 4 to 5 movies a week. And so they do not run out. Sometimes you can just look up Babysitter and it's like, oh my God, they have 75 of those. Or you'll look up Naughty and it's like, that's a month gone of your life just trying to get through the Naughty section. And there's different genres. Like, I did not know before doing this that there are Lifetime movies that are all Black casts. And it's really like, Psycho is a series they have. The Wrong is a Vivica A. Fox series. It's an unending well of material. Yeah.
Is that something that because someone in the comments said that I didn't even introduce you. I'm sorry that I didn't explain that you are a very funny stand-up and host of this great podcast. Megan, Gailey, everyone. I introduced people 10 minutes into the interview. I'm just so thrown by Paul being abducted and possibly decapitated, or, we don't know if he was decapitated. We hope and pray for the best. But at this point, he's been gone an hour and 41 minutes. So he could have easily been
I'm imagining it was like a tattered Clippers jersey.
And
they dangled it. And he said, okay, well, I'll throw away my family, my show, my career, just for this.
I just keep thinking
Paul George jersey.
Yeah, I just keep thinking about his wife and kids and how quickly they will probably adapt to a new dad. Yeah, absolutely. Because the thing is, for kids at that age, his kids are young. They can adapt and they can get used to like a Brad or a Greg, who starts dating June. And and
she's a catch.
June is a catch.
There's guys hoping Paul is missing.
Listen, I mean, there are a lot of people that probably would hurt Paul just to get him out of the picture. And again, I'm not saying I had anything to do with it or I paid anyone to do this. But anyway, do you think that when you watch some of these Lifetime movies, do you ever think really what it would be like? Do you guys want to do one?
Yes.
Would you ever be in one? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're playing what we hoped was going to be a short game, which has ended up being a long game of trying to write and star in our own Lifetime film. And we've got a couple, different ideas of us being like an interracial real estate team. Definitely. Like I definitely practice crying and sliding down a wall, slapping each other. It's because like the thing is, it's like I went to theater school, but a Big Ten school. So my wheelhouse is Lifetime acting. Like it's not going to be good. It's going to be really.
Doesn't have to be. Does not have to be.
No, it just I've got big eyes.
It has to be big. Yeah, big.
Yeah, and I think I could even convince them for my own self-esteem to like let me play a 19-year-old. Like I think I could be a mom or a grandmother or a teen on Lifetime.
Yeah. What about and I don't know if Lifetime dabbles in this genre at all, but what about a couple of like newly single moms like you guys are, or maybe one of you is a divorced mom and one of you is, but you're divorced, so you can you can fuck around, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like you guys kind of like going undercover. Like it could be like you're undercover cops, you know, like maybe you infiltrate. I mean, now this sounds like that I say it out loud, it sounds like fucking what's the 21 Jump Street or whatever. But
for women, we do a
yeah,
reboot. And you know what's nice about Lifetime is it's kind of secretly, subtly ACAB. Where it's like the cops in it are never helpful, and it's women going to them being like, I know it's this guy, and the cop being like, my hands are tied, and then like the woman is able to kill the man who it clearly was, and then the cop shows up and is like, you were right. That's and so there's really rarely like there's a lot of female detectives, and they're always really hot, and so that's exciting. And they sometimes have a hunch that they follow, but the male cops especially, not one of them has ever been helpful in the entirety of the catalog I'm talking about. Like not one.
Yeah. What is the I just love that the male cops are never helpful.
No. And it's like, it doesn't matter race, age, creed, political background. They are always like so stupid and stumbling over their ugly shoes. Yeah. And that's kind of, I think that's Lifetime being like, we got your back, you know, but like they must, we see and we know.
Yeah, this must be kind of like, I mean, at this point, Lifetime has this figured out. Like there has to be a ton of people watching these, right? It's not like they wouldn't do this if it wasn't successful. I mean, there are, everyone's like, some people may be sort of like watching it secretly, like wink, wink. This is like kind of a guilty pleasure, but other people are like, no, I'm fucking into this, you know?
Yeah. And I honestly, I definitely knew the universe. I lived in a sorority house at one point. So there was a TV that almost seemed like it could only play Lifetime. It had other channels, but it was strictly on that all the time. So it had passed through me. But now having done this, especially over the last year and a half, they are soothing in a way. The first movie we ever did was called Sleepwalking in Suburbia. And it was about a woman who was sleepwalking and having sex with her neighbors.
No.
To me, that in 2020, that's a warm cup of tea. Like that soothes you in a way to be like, I don't think this will ever happen to me. But I love watching this woman stumble through and she ends up being like her husband is a bad guy. The guy she's having sex with is a bad guy.
Now, can I just ask, like writing wise, how did they write themselves away from, like, how is she doing it where it's not like a sexual assault? Like if is she the one that's instigating? Okay.
Yeah. So like the opening scene, this is what they do well too. The cold open is like and they fucking shoot you out of a cannon. Like the cold opens are so insane that you're like, well, I have to see how this asleep woman fucked her neighbor. So she's like in a teddy. She like is like this, sits up, her eyes are open. So you're like, okay, somebody's home. She walks across the street. And the neighbor has always like been into her. His wife is gone. And then she just immediately starts having sex with him, not speaking. And so it's like any other man would be like, what? But it's like, this is so many men's fantasy to just have a silent, barely there woman fucking them. And so, but like they switch locations, they're doing different positions, and he has no idea that like nobody's home because her eyes are open and and she's just like that sexually. It's called sexsomnia. And they say in the film, because she goes to see an expert on this.
Of course, there's an expert. Yeah.
And he's a man, and he actually is helpful. But he has.
Is he attractive?
He's old. He's old as shit. Like he's like, listen, I do this because no one's gonna try and fuck me, you know. And so he's like, I have these tapes you can listen to, 50% success rate. And it's like that's not even a good selling point. And so she sees him, and he's like, you know, we did research on it afterwards. Sexsomnia is a real ailment for those at home. This does happen in real life. she ends up being impregnated by the neighbor, and the neighbor and her husband are business partners. I mean, and like she gets handcuffed to a bed. Not that that probably isn't, but it's like that's what's so nice about it is it's like this is so crazy that it really and you're in gorgeous houses, like you're in kitchens with double islands that have no decorations everywhere. Like there's so many things to have fun with within the world that you end up really leaving reality and being like, yeah, people are having sexsomnia. Of course, this is what I need right now.
And like I haven't watched one of these in a while. Do they spend any money on, like, does it look decent, or is it like just thrown together, shot on like 2 sets? And
it's definitely a range, and we have continuity notes a lot. And we also like, you know, we work in this industry, and so they'll be like, I have to move to Oklahoma, and then you show them and it's like clearly Studio City, and you're just like, okay, like, but it's like, I guess other people don't know that, but we have covered films, and I have been to like 5 locations that they use. Like there is a yogurt shop that I used to go to that is a yogurt shop in a movie, and it's thrilling. But like the Valley, we watched one that was supposed to be an NBA team. And my husband had to watch it with me, and he was very disappointed. Like he just was like, this guy wouldn't play basketball. This is a high school gym. Like this is not real. And I'm like, yeah, but the demo for this is not going to be like, that's not a real NBA gym.
Yeah. That's so funny. My wife does that a lot. My wife likes to watch this type of stuff. Really, my wife watches more like real murder stuff. Like we watch a ton of Dateline, 48 Hours, you know, all that stuff. Like, I don't know. And like, to me, it's upsetting. Like I go to bed, like really upset and like, you know, thinking about it and like violence and everything. Like she's more like just trying to solve a mystery. You know, she knows that by the end of it, like it's going to be this guy or this guy, you know, it's going to be this white guy or this white guy.
And a lot of times they don't go to jail. So it's like,
of course,
so you're like, oh, okay. He just got to walk free.
Well, that's what fucks you up is like when you watch like Dateline and stuff, I'm always like, well, it's not that guy, 'cause he's still walking around.
He's in a button down shirt and they don't wear
and
that.
Is that guy. And it is that guy. And I'm like, oh my God, that guy's still out there. It's crazy.
You can always tell when they're interviewing women and being like, is it her? Like if the eyebrows look good, it's like that bitch isn't in jail. Like if she has her eyebrows, like jail eyebrows are like the drawn on, like I think they shave off every woman's eyebrows when they get to jail. And then if they're going to go on 2020, they're like, here's a crayon, figure it out. But on Lifetime, they sometimes do real life events. So there was a 2020 I'd watched about this Mormon doctor. And so I watched the 2020, and then a few weeks later, totally unbeknownst to me, his name's Martin McNeil.
Did he get everyone pregnant or something?
So he had his wife get a facelift, and then he had been like a con artist his whole life, and was shouldn't have even been a real doctor. So then that's some Dr. Death parts in it, which is like another fun series. And then, well, not fun. This man killed lots of people, and so then super fun. You know, body count means more fun. He made his wife get a facelift, and then while she's recuperating, he makes her overdose and drown in the bathtub, and then moves his mistress into the house, and her name is Gypsy in real life. And so I saw the real story, and then the Lifetime movie was like eerily similar to the real life story, and they take those ones are high production, because I think, you know, they say they want to like honor, but it's like you probably also don't want to get sued. So they do. If you see like ripped from the headlines, you're like, okay, Lifetime is not going to do this family dirty for sure. Yeah. Do you guys on the podcast? Do you guys ever? By the way, where can people find the podcast? Everywhere podcasts. Anywhere, And we are actually sanctioned by Lifetime, so we have like all the stars. We get to play all these clips.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you guys ever talk to people in the movies? Like,
we did did a Christmas movie. Fran Drescher was in a Christmas film. It was the first gay Christmas movie that Lifetime did, and so we got to interview her, and the two stars of it are married in real life.
That's amazing.
And yeah, and so coming up on Christmas season, we'll be doing some Christmas movies, but like we do, like those are harder to recap because you're like, they go, there's Coco, they kiss, and then it's over. But like in the thrillers, it's like, and then a gorilla comes, like it's so insane. But we're gonna have a little Christmas fun, and yeah, we get to Candy Burris, who's like a housewife. There's a lot of housewives in there's everybody is like Tori Spelling has done like 25 Lifetime movies. Like before she fell on a Benihana table and after. Like it has spanned her entire career.
I gotta get in on this. I feel like this might be
You're too big.
I mean,
you're too
I
big.
should be so lucky. No, I would like maybe the next chapter for me is just like trying to get in on that, because then like then you can because like work is so you, like just cranking it out.
That's and they film in 2 weeks. They film the movies in 2 weeks.
That's
and so it's like you just go back to back to back to back. You would be a great Lifetime husband.
I
think you would be an amazing Lifetime psychiatrist. A lot of times they're fucking with the dosage. But you and I mean this with love, because I sort of have it too. We have Lifetime faces. We have Lifetime looks.
Yes. Thank you.
It's like, put us in a TJ Maxx head to toe, and we're whoever you need us to be.
I love it. Okay, I put together a little game here for you, and I don't know that I did a great job, but I'm trying to see if you could. I'm going to show you some pictures of potential Lifetime movie posters. And these don't have titles or plots or anything. It's just an image. And maybe you and I together can come up with a potential plot to pitch them. And maybe not. We'll see. Okay. Anything here? Anything at all?
Top ahead, they are in love and they are brother and sister and do not know it. So this is an incest film. That's also a genre.
Yes.
Flowers in the Attic, big on Lifetime. So I think they probably just lost their virginity to each other.
Okay.
And then his mom is gonna reveal that is actually his sister, and they don't know. They don't know yet. No, they don't know yet.
Megan, we should get off this fucking Twitch right now and write this and sell it. That is a great idea.
Yeah.
That's really great. Okay, this one is a bit of a stretch because I don't know that they would do a whole movie about a kid, but I just figured I'd put it out here and see if it piques anything for you.
So we actually did a film that this could have been the poster for, that was called Am I a Serial Killer? ? And it was about a young girl being tricked into thinking she was a serial killer. So I'm going to say this girl has been brainwashed. This is different than that one, but this girl has been brainwashed into believing she murdered her whole family, and she's calling the police on herself.
Oh my God. That's so specific and great. That's really great. Yeah. It's weird that this is really easy. Yeah. You can go to the next one, Molly. This one's kind of a softball one, a handsome baker, women love bread. They love, I'm not trying to generalize. I'm sure there's some women that don't love bread. This guy, again, I don't want to generalize. Women do love beards. This guy, this is just off the top of my head. He runs a small town bakery. He just moved there because his wife was, killed by a bear or something like that. So he just moved to this town, and I don't really know what the problem is, but maybe he opened this bakery and it's, it's going great, but then maybe, I don't know, like maybe he finds out he has testicular cancer or something.
Wow.
But I don't know. That might be too much.
This is I think the first half you've nailed. He moved to this town. His
Great.
wife was killed,
Yeah.
is dead. He's a widower. You know,
Yeah.
we don't really
we don't
have
even
the details.
we don't even have
No.
to know. Yeah.
Widower, tragic. He doesn't want to get into it. He's moved to this town, opened this bakery. He is actually a serial killer.
Oh my God.
And he murdered his wife. And now he moved to this town and he lures women into the bakery and then Hansels and Gretels them.
Oh, Megan, you're so good at this. You're really, really good. Like, I almost feel like you should be a development person at Lifetime because you could really.
I want to play that in a movie too.
Yeah. Would you do that?
The loaves are people. Yes, the loaves are people.
He's actually selling like human body part. There's just a little bit of a human in everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
and
not enough.
That's his secret, you know?
Yeah,
like
not enough where you'd be like, what the fuck, a finger? It's more like just like a little bit of salty blood or some. Yeah, it's moist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I got, let me see if there's another good one. Okay, yeah, go back to that pool one. I like this one a little bit.
Pools are big in Lifetime.
Yeah, this is obviously stock footage. They put a watermark on this one, so ignore that. But I like this because I'm imagining in the background there, that looks like a vineyard. You know, she's maybe on some sort of wine trip with her friends and she's trying to chill out by the pool. And then this guy comes up and, you know, seems like a nice guy. He's there with his buddies also. But then, you know, he starts talking about his testicular cancer and, you know, she's like, what the fuck? I'm trying to have fun. Wait a second, Molly, where are you going?
She's crazy. Like, I thought testicular cancer was your safe word. I thought that meant I was supposed to go to the next one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she's on her honeymoon. He's on his honeymoon.
Oh God.
He seduces her.
Yes.
And gets her to cheat on her new husband with him.
Son of a bitch.
And then he takes her hostage in his suite. He's actually not on his honeymoon. And then he's trying to kill the husband. They have some dark past. And he wants to kill the husband and take her as his wife to wreak revenge on this man. Wreak revenge?
Yeah, something. Wreak or seek. Yeah, this is incredible.
Yeah.
This is like, I'm not, at this point, I'm not joking that I think you might really have found your purpose in life is to, I mean, look, I know you're a great stand-up and, but that is you know, that you have to go on the road. And
I don't want to do it.
Like this, you could stay in LA and you crank these out, Megan.
Mm-hmm. Honey Doom. That's a great name.
Oh my God. Great name. All right. Well, I don't want to show you any more of these because you're doing too good at these. But you did a great job. And I hate it when people put me on the spot like that. And you really did a great job. Thanks, Molly.
Thank you.
Okay, Megan, you are so funny and so awesome. I really am so psyched to know you. And everybody listen to Megan and Naomi's podcast. I Love a Lifetime Movie. And Molly, I'm sure has your social stuff. I'm sure it's Megan Gailey at something. Yeah.
It's better Megan Gailey on IG, Megan Gailey on Twitter. But I feel like they're gonna find me. They're smart. They're smart.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. They'll figure it out. Megan, so nice to see you. And
thanks for having me. Good luck to June on her next husband. You know?
I know. That's where my head is now. I'm more thinking about single friends of mine.
Yeah.
That I can. And look, R.I.P. Paul. He was one of the greats. He really was one of the greats. But let's turn the page and let's start fresh. And that's what Hollywood is about. It's about new beginnings and starting over. And June is a lovely lady. And now that she's available, and Paul's kids are adorable, you know, so they now need a father figure. And so whoever's listening that feels like they could step up, now's the time.
No bakers. We know that's a red flag.
Absolutely. Okay. Thanks, Megan. Good to see you. Molly just drops people like that so quickly, like Paul used to do. Oh man. Molly, should I do Caroline? I feel terrible. She's been.
What's up, Rob?
Hi. Did I blow it with Caroline? I feel like
that was great. I was gonna come on and be Paul, but it's me.
No, I
Didn't
know
even try.
I know your voice. But should I do the job interview with Caroline? Is she still?
Yeah, she's still
Okay.
here. Let's go
Okay,
to
let's
her.
bring her on. Let's bring her on. That was our producer, Molly. Hi, Caroline. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being so patient. I'm so sorry about that. I just have had a day, when one of your best friends gets abducted by some a band of terrorists or hijackers or
Not
people.
knowing is the worst.
That's what I'm trying to say is I don't know. And I was just speaking with Megan Gailey, and I was saying that the only bright spot in all of this is that June is going to have her pick. Paul's wife June is so funny and successful, and in a way, I've always kind of thought Paul's kind of holding her down. And so now that she's sort of free from that anchor, she's free to move on. So in a way, it's it could be a great thing. But first of all, thank you for waiting for so long. And we'll do
It's helping me procrastinate. So
yes. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
grateful for it.
now tell me about your job status for people that are not familiar. We're going to do a little role play here, a job interview role play. And a lot of people, I think 4 million people just recently quit their job. And so people are looking for new jobs and opportunities. So are you a person that is out of work or thinking about quitting their job?
So I technically have a job, but I'm a senior in college. So I'm going to be looking for like a job here. Actually have already begun looking for a job. So
Cool. And can I ask, where do you go to school?
I'm at the College of Charleston in South Carolina.
What? Can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
I went there. I went to your school. I went to Clemson is my alma mater, but I used to live in Charleston in the summertime, and I used to wait tables and at a few different restaurants. And I had to take summer school at College of Charleston, which was the hardest thing I ever had to do because that town is so fun. And I had a very hard time at that time in my life, like focusing up on school. And I was taking like a statistics class or something. And it was
statistics is the worst, first of all.
It was so hard. And what are you studying at College of Charleston?
I'm a communication major.
Okay, great. And so, and where so what is your like day job that you're juggling while you're going to school?
So, on top of doing school stuff, I work at the Nathaniel Russell House at their cash register when I'm not in classes.
Okay. And so for people that don't know what that is,
it's a historic house museum.
Yeah. So in Charleston, there are all these big old mansions, racist white people used to own.
I mean, Nathaniel Russell was one of those people, but the house has the only 3-story elliptical free flying staircase in the country.
Yes.
They can't figure out how it was built. So it's not built by the greatest guy, but it's still cool.
Yeah. Is that on Broad Street?
Meeting. It's like it's on Meeting Street, but like 2 blocks down.
Okay. Yeah. I had my roommate this is so awesome talking to someone who's in Charleston. My brother lives in Charleston also, and my sister-in-law runs a business there. But my roommate when I was living in Charleston, he worked at the Mills House Hotel on Queen Street in Meeting.
2 blocks down.
Yeah. And one of my jobs this is how old I am. When I was living there one summer, I rode those rickshaws, those pedicabs that you drive around. So I did that the first year. I think she sold it, but there used to be just this woman that started this company, and she had like 4 of these bikes, of these rickshaws, and you just are pulling people around, just tourists jump in the back and you take them somewhere for like $5 or whatever. So that was my job. And like, you in Charleston, South Carolina, for people that don't know, it is the hottest place.
It is ungodly hot.
It is so hot. And so I got it's the best shape I've ever been. I mean, I was also like 20 years old. So, But anyway, good times in Charleston, and I'm glad that you survived it. And where are you from? You don't sound like you're from there.
I'm from just outside of DC.
Me too. Where are you from?
Alexandria.
Oh, fuck you. I was born in Alexandria Hospital.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Are we brother and sister? What is happening? That's crazy. Yeah, I was born in Alexandria Hospital and grew up in Annandale. Do you know where Annandale is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I went to Annandale High School. Man, we are really this is like a great first date, isn't it? Or we're brother and sister. Okay, so let's talk about what you want to do when you graduate. Are you graduating soon?
In May. So
in May. Okay, so you have a little bit of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so is there anything from I don't know how you can you dress up anything on your resume like from Nathaniel Russell House that kind of applies to what you want to do, or is that kind of too much of a stretch?
Because it's a retail job, so it doesn't really.
Yeah,
I mean, I've done like other internships and stuff too. Like I do that
Okay.
job for the money, and then
Okay.
the other stuff.
Yeah, free unpaid internship so you can get experience for sure. Okay, well let's
One of them was paid.
Oh, good. That's good. So where do you, in a perfect world, would you leave Charleston to go somewhere else and work in?
Yes.
Okay. And so what do you want to be doing?
Either something kind of social media marketing oriented, something kind of journalism, entertainment journalism oriented, or something in like the book publishing world. Because I've also worked at a bookstore for many years. So I like books and that kind of stuff as well.
Oh my God. Okay.
I have a lot of part of the communications is you can do pretty much anything with it. So
yeah, for sure. No, yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. And it also, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how serious I need to be for this now. I feel like you can't fuck up until you're 30. You know what I mean? Like you can try out so many different jobs, like this expectation that you're going to get out of college and know exactly what you want to do. It's not real. And you're not going to have a job for more than like 2 years. You know what I mean? Like you're just not. You're going to you'll find your place eventually, but you know how it is. Like the odds are that you're going to jump around.
Mhm.
And I think as long as you are I don't want to say a cool person, but the type of person that people want to work with, you know what I mean? And that's how you come across. So I feel like you've already got a lot going for you. All right, so let's just get
in customer service since I was 15. I'd like to think I come across like that.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. So let's we'll role play a job interview and I'll stop it if you fuck up. Like before I was talking to this guy in Montana who kept, he was drinking and talking about, he sold weed, he had a weed business, and then he started talking about, Senator John Tester urinating, and then he killed a grizzly bear. It was a lot. I feel like in a job interview, you don't want to get that familiar with people and, tell crazy stories like that. So we'll take it a little easier for you. Okay. So I'll be your boss, and I'll try not to screw it up. Hi, Caroline. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in today. I might have to cut our job interview a little bit short because we just found out that one of our employees, Paul Scheer, was abducted and possibly murdered. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I'm looking at your resume, Caroline, and I do like a lot of this. This is a great internship. Tell me about this last internship that you had.
Well, I was writing for this online outlet for several months, a couple articles a week.
Pornography?
No, film and television reviews.
Pornography.
I mean, depends on how European the thing was I was watching.
Okay. I'm going to stop the job interview just so I can point out a trap that a lot of people fall into. If some fucking interviewer tries to imply that you reviewed adult movies, you nip it in the bud. You say, no, I did not work writing reviews of porno movies, you weirdo. You say something like that. Then it's just a tip, because it might come up. A lot of people have said that many people say that comes up a lot in job interviews. Okay, so keep going. So you wrote, you did a lot of writing. Oh, we like writing. Yeah. Because, well, let me tell you a little bit about our company. We are WIS TV in Columbia, South Carolina. As you know, we are an affiliate of ABC, maybe NBC. I'll have to look it up. I forgot who our parent company is. Yes. And we are a local news station, but in South Carolina, a pretty big deal. So we're looking for someone to come in and help us write stories and pitch stories to fill out our evening newscast. Is that something that you think you might be qualified for?
I think I could do that. I'm good at coming up with stuff.
Okay, great. And tell me a little bit about yourself outside of work. What kind of hobbies or other interests do you have?
Well,
I'm gonna freeze this job interview right here, not for you, but to tell the viewers at home. Again, this is a trick and a trap. It doesn't fucking matter. Just answer anything at all. You could say, oh, you know what I do? I disembowel livestock for my hobby. I take small goats and pigs out and I cut their guts out. And but you know what I mean? I'm exaggerating. Obviously, you don't want to say that. That's upsetting. But I think that you don't want to act like they threw you a big curveball or, a big speed bump. So I think you just keep going and, you can talk about whatever. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, Caroline.
Well, outside of work, I like to cook. I don't like to clean up after cooking, but I like to cook.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you say that you are a messy person?
When it comes to work and being a part of an organization and working on a team, I'm very organized with all of that stuff. I'm very
good. I'm going to freeze and just say great recovery, because Caroline, no one wants someone to come into the kitchen in the TV station and it's just a pigsty, so what you did there was great. You qualified that answer and you said, hey, I'm what I do at my house is my own business, but I'm not going to mess up our workspace. I'm a very organized person. I'm efficient. I'm a good communicator. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Okay, keep going, Caroline.
So I like to cook and I like watching TV and movies. I like theater, reading, listening to music.
Let me ask you this, Caroline. What's the last book you read?
The last book I read is a book called Tokyo Ever After.
Ooh.
It's like the Princess Diaries, but it takes place in Japan.
Oh, wow. That sounds great. That sounds really great. See, I'm freezing again. That's a great answer because that's the name of a book that this person has not read. I mean, I have read it. Obviously, I'm a cool person and I'm
Reese Witherspoon's YA book club pick.
Of course it was. But this jackass that you're going to be interviewing with, has probably not read it. So again, it doesn't just say whatever. And yeah, people in the comments right now are saying like, you're doing great. You're not getting frazzled at all. Now I'm going to turn up the heat on you a little bit. In this next part, I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult for you. Okay. So Caroline, I want to tell you something. Here at the TV station, we work long hours and excuse me, I'm just having a beer. I should warn you that I do have a drinking problem, Caroline. Do you think that would be a problem for you?
I mean, as long as it doesn't affect my work, I think it's what we'll deal with that outside of work.
Okay. I'm going to freeze the job interview right here. Great answer. It's a trick and a trap. And I can't tell you how many job interviews I've been on where the guy or the woman starts drinking or like smoking and trying to like be cool and like convince me that they're cool. And do I want to drink? Like, I don't want to drink. I'm on the job. Like, I I don't want to be your friend. Like, I want to just work there, do a great job, and get promoted and go on to the next job. I'm not going to go out drinking with you. Okay, so that was great. What you did was great. You made it, you kept it professional. You didn't judge the person for being over. Like, also, it's inappropriate. Why would they confess that they have a drinking problem? You don't want to deal with all that, but you pumped the brakes on that, which I thought was smart. All your instincts are great. Right now, you're really doing great, but I'm going to make it even more difficult in this next part. Okay, are you ready? Okay, keep going. So anyway, yeah, I just got so wasted over the weekend, but anyway, Caroline, you seem like such a nice person, and oh gosh, it's been such a long day. I've been interviewing a lot of people today, and sorry, I just don't ever do this, but Caroline, I want to tell you that I'm going through a lot of emotional stuff right now, and I will hire you for this job if you will promise to always be my best friend.
Well, I was told I was supposed to have a second person interviewing me who in theory was your best friend. I'm a little concerned. Is everything okay with the two of you?
Great job, Caroline. I'm freezing the job interview. This is just me, Rob Hebel, talking. Again, classic trick or a trap that these job interviews do. They start getting, and you'll see this a lot, the more you get out there on these job interviews, Caroline, they start getting weirdly emotional. Sometimes job interviewers will start crying, and they'll ask you to be their best friends, and they'll make you make these promises that you're going to be their best friend when, like, that's not appropriate. You don't want that. So I thought you did a great job of, again, kind of pumping the brakes, not being, rude or disrespectful or like storming out of there. Obviously you still want the job, but you repositioned it in a way of like, look, obviously you're going through a hard time. Maybe you need to take some time and deal with your situation, and I'll come back and talk to somebody else. I thought that was really smart. Okay. So I'm almost done, Caroline. And I think you're doing great. But in this next section, we need to talk about money. So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Caroline, about that. I shouldn't have cried, and I should not have asked you to be my best friend. Please don't ever tell anybody that. If you ever mention that to anyone, I will deny it and I will find you.
As long as it doesn't happen again, I won't tell HR.
Okay. Let's talk about the money, because that's the most important part. Now, you are a recent college graduate, or you're graduating soon,
mm-hmm.
and you don't have a ton of work experience, and this is a real opportunity for you. So a lot of companies would lowball you and try to not pay you a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But you seem so capable and good, and we really feel like you would be an asset to our company. How would you feel about $600,000 a year? And we buy you a brand new house, a motorboat, and a motorcycle. But you cannot ask us why we're paying you so much money. You can never tell anyone why we're paying you this much money, but we will pay you in cash $600,000, house, motorcycle, motorboat. No questions asked, and you can never tell anyone, yes or no. In or out?
It sounds a little too good to be true, especially
in or out.
I know there was supposed to be another person here, so I'm kind of questioning your motives now a bit. I'm really sorry. I know this is probably ruining the interview, but I'm a little concerned.
Okay. I'm going to stop. I'm going to freeze it here and stop the interview and tell you that the role play's over. And now it's just going to be me, Rob Hubel, talking to you, Caroline. That was a great answer. And here's what would happen in real life. If that happened, and this is a classic trick, classic trap that they'll do. They will do this to you, Caroline. You'll see this. I've had this happen a lot. They will throw a crazy amount of money at you, like $600,000 in cash, no questions asked, house, motorboat, motorcycle. And then they'll put these conditions on there. They always do. You can't talk about it. You can't ever tell your parents. You can't tell anyone how much money you make. They always do this. Here, what you did is the perfect move. You say, that's so generous. I really appreciate it. I do think I should come back on another day and speak to someone else, because that's not insulting to them. It's just like, it's kind of a great little delay tactic. It's very polite. And what they will do, in my experience, is they come back and they go, Caroline, that was a test when we said that we were going to pay you $600,000 under the table, house, boat, motorcycle. We're not going to do that. We can't do that, obviously, for tax purposes. But because you passed the test, we're going to pay you $1 million. That's what will happen.
Am I going to have to sign an NDA?
These are all great questions. And, it's different from place to place. But my point is that I threw a lot of really difficult obstacles at you, and you were flawless. I don't know what they charge for tuition at College of Charleston, but if this is the education they're giving people, they should charge more money, because
they help me cover the costs.
That's great. You got a scholarship?
A couple scholarships.
Oh my God. Because you're a genius. Yeah, Caroline, I think you're in such good shape. I think that anyone would be lucky to have you. I threw a bunch of crazy obstacles at you, and you didn't bat an eye. I thought that was really great. And, these are all classic tricks, the drinking on the job, the crying by the job interview, trying to get you to be their best friend. And then they try to offer you a bunch of money and, stuff like that. So you handled yourself so well. I think you'd be a great asset to anyone. And you don't have to stay in South Carolina. There's not a lot of, I don't know, maybe there is a lot of, I moved to New York. That's my advice to everybody is move to New York. When I finished Clemson, first I moved to Aspen, Colorado, and I lived there for a year, and I skied because that's what I like to do. But then I moved to New York, and there's a lot of opportunity in New York. So, but you're going to do great because you seem like a really smart person. So how do you feel?
I feel good. I'm still concerned, though, about where Paul is. Okay,
this is the thing. Everyone keeps bringing this up. Get rid of her, Molly. Get rid of her. Get rid of her right now. No, okay, that's fine. That's a pretty great poster. Okay. That's the show. 2 hours and 26 minutes of no Paul Scheer, 2 hours and 24 minutes, whatever. Was it a great show? Yes. Will I probably win a Streamy Award? Yes. Will I bring Paul to the Streamies? No. Because they don't allow dead people at the Streamies. And again, these are all assumptions. I'm assuming that he's dead at this point. Why would we not have heard from him? I did everything I could do. I hired a private detective. I kept mentioning it throughout the show. But we didn't hear from him. So at this point, all I can assume is that, he's either being silenced, silence of the lambed, you know what I mean? Like he's down in that well and there's a guy pulling his penis back between his legs going like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me, and then lowering the bucket down in there, like with the lotion and Paul's having to like lotion up his body. And then Paul tries to do that thing where he gets like a chicken bone and he puts it in the bucket and he throws it up there to try to lure the guy's dog in there. And he's trying to like get the dog down so he can hold the dog hostage. I mean, I don't know for a fact that he's doing this. I don't even know if Paul has seen Silence of the Lambs, but I'm imagining that this is the best case scenario. And, hopefully I hope and pray that a Jodie Foster type character from the FBI can find him in time, can find the right house, go in there, cut the power, put on the night vision goggles, stumble around in the dark, and then find whoever Paul's version of Buffalo Bill is and shoot and kill him. And then Paul can come back. But if that doesn't happen, I don't see any reason why we should let Paul back on the show. I've now done the show by myself. I did a great job. Everyone had a blast. And it is a mystery. It is a mystery what happened. And yeah, that's a great idea. It could be Holly Hunter or Jodie Foster. I'm hoping that it's a real FBI agent, not Jodie Foster or Holly Hunter. Although, I don't know. I heard that Holly Hunter isn't that nice. But anyway, the point is that, do I miss Paul? Yeah. If he walked in here right now, what would I say to him? I don't know. I don't know. Because when someone's been gone for 2.5 hours with no message or even attempt to get in touch, you move on, and you have to survive. You have to, and you build a wall around your heart, and you have to keep going. So yeah, I'll take his Peloton and I will use it. And I'm sure I've never used it. This is not a commercial for Peloton, I would tell you, but I'm happy to take that gear from him if June, his widow June, wants that, and her new boyfriend Doug or Brad or Steve. Who knows who June's new boyfriend is. I'll take the Peloton. I'll take the minivan. Personally, I don't drive a minivan. I don't plan on driving a minivan. I don't mind selling it. You fucking you put that on Craigslist and you say, hey, I got Paul Scheer's minivan. Does anyone want to buy it? You can charge a premium for that. So I'm happy to do that. But yeah, if you walked in right now, I don't know what I would say. I'm hurt. I'm confused. I'm angry. I've built a wall around my heart to prevent myself from getting any more damaged, But professionally, where am I? Great. Things are going great for me. I've got a brand new hit Twitch show, Thursdays with Rob, where I'll have on great guests and I'll do a great job. Man. So, I'll keep you guys updated. Next Thursday, we'll see what happens. We don't know. I hope that you guys will, message him on Instagram and say, hey, Paul, I saw the wanted poster of you, or make your own wanted poster if you want and put them in the Discord, not wanted, missing, a missing poster. Put that in the Discord. If you're not on the Discord, DM it to Paul on Instagram and say, RIP, Paul, RIP. Sorry that you got abducted and tortured by a group of angry, but righteously angry former friends. Anyway, this is all to say you guys are super cool. As always, love hanging out with you. Interested in what you're going through. Interested in talking to you and hearing about your lives. That's why I do this show. And I look forward to doing more of these. And also, as a total segue, not a segue, a sidebar, if you want to do more ghost stories, it is the season for ghosts, right, Molly? We should do some more ghost stories. I did have a bunch of great people lined up for a new ghost show. So if you want to do a show on here on Twitch where we interview people about the time they saw a ghost, hit me up and let's do that. Okay. Rambling, but I can do that because it's my show. Okay. Thanks to Molly for all her help. Thanks to Dave Holmes, and thanks to Megan Gailey, and RIP Paul.